All right, ladies and gentlemen, for those of you who don't know me, I do this YouTube channel. Mainly it's been about watches, watch addiction. Last watch I bought was August 20th. Feel pretty good about not buying watches. Some of you, sent me photographs of a blue dial Captain Willard, which is great. But what I want to say today is yesterday my wife and we lost loved ones on the same day. 2020 has been a crazy year. My wife lost her grandfather, who was 104 years old. I lost my mother, who was 78. I want to show my respects to both of them. I want to tell you a couple stories about them. My wife's grandfather, Yuba, was from Croatia. He was on a ship, a Croatian ship off New York in the 1930s. He jumped off the ship, he got into New York, and he found a Croatian woman in New York, in Brooklyn, his wife. They got married, they moved to San Pedro in 1957. They bought a house in San Pedro for $5,000. They lived in that house to their dying day. He died in his house. I wasn't able to go over there because of COVID-19. He died in that house that he bought in the 1950s. He bought it in cash, man. His wife is still alive. She's 95 years old. And she's still in that house. I remember she told me once, we should have bought the house next door. It was bigger and we thought it was too expensive. They wanted $7,000 for it. We should have taken it. Those houses go for like $700,000 right now. So he passed away. He didn't speak good English. He always thought I was funny. I would always see this little twinkle in his eye, and he would laugh when I would say stuff, and he'll be dearly missed. 104 years old. My mom, she had advanced kidney disease, and I knew her quality of life was pretty bad in the last couple months. So I talked to her on the phone every day. During that time we had great talks, and I drove up to see her. A lot of times because of COVID-19 you can't even see your loved ones. My brother and we looked at her through the window. She was in it's called a rehab center. It's a place where you get 24/7 nurse care. So we're looking through the window. I'm talking to my mom. She looked great. This was Saturday. This is in the San Francisco Bay Area. I'm looking at her through the window, having great talks about our past, and I'm looking at my mom. She's smiling. She had that twinkle in her eye. And the glasses she was wearing, they were the same glasses that she wore when I was a little kid. And I had flashbacks to the 1960s. I'd come home from a kindergarten. Every day my mom would be ironing clothes. Monty Hall was doing Let's Make a Deal. The TV was always on Let's Make a Deal. There was a peanut butter sandwich on a piece of paper towel for me to eat every day. I love the routine of it. I'm a guy who loves routine. My mom would smile at me ironing clothes, and so there would be a peanut butter sandwich, paper towel, Let's Make a Deal. One day the newspaper was right next to my peanut butter sandwich, and on the front page Bert Lahr had died, and instead of having a photograph of Bert Lahr, the actor, they had a photograph of him wearing his Cowardly Lion outfit from The Wizard of Oz. I can't look at the Cowardly Lion of The Wizard of Oz. It's a trigger. I recoil. It's weird. There's nothing else in the world that does that to me. My daughter Natalie has the same problem with Mickey Mouse. Not the new Mickey Mouse, but there's an old version of Mickey Mouse. It's called Old Mickey. She can't look at old Mickey's face. I can't look at the Cowardly Lion's face. I remember I was a little kid, and I go, Mom, you gotta get this newspaper away from me. You know, like radioactive. I cannot look at the Cowardly Lion's face. I just go, whoa! So, the greatest moment I ever remember of my mom, we were in Italy, Rome, 1973. We were vacationing there because we were about to go to Africa, to Nairobi, Kenya. My dad was in the Peace Corps, and we were about to fly to Kenya. And we were lost in the streets of Rome. We were trying to look for a store so I could buy some toothpaste. Italian toothpaste was so cool back then. And my mom had learned Spanish in high school. She was fluent. And even though they spoke Italian, obviously, in Italy, she was able to, because they're both Latin languages, she was able to converse with Italians. They would speak Italian, she would understand it. She would speak Spanish, they would get it. And I just saw my mom go into fluent Spanish mode with some people in Rome. And I was going, whoa, who is my mom, man? Wow. And she says to me, I don't know what happened. I guess I didn't forget it from high school. I was going, Mom, wow, you got some skills, man. And it was so good to see her on Saturday. I talked about how great she looked, and then she passed away like 5 days later. I talked about it with my friend in the English department. My good friend Deborah said to me, a lot of times parents need to see their children and they feel great, but there's this implication when you visit your parents that you're giving them permission to pass away. And I think that's what happened, because my brother who lives in the Bay Area, he told me, dude, after you left, Mom, I don't think she's going to live much longer, man. Everything went south. And so I'm so thankful that I was able to see her and talk to her through the window. Bought her a milkshake. And I mean, a lot of people can't see their parents because of COVID-19. And that's huge. So today I just want to say goodbye to loved ones. Yesterday, my wife and I, we lost loved ones on the same day. And 2020 is pretty crazy. As Jelani Cobb, the New Yorker writer, said about 2020, it's like a James Brown concert. When James Brown, he just tears the cape off. That's when everything gets real, man. And that's how 2020 is. All right, ladies and gentlemen, thanks for listening. Until next time, I'm out.